What?
Sound systems are fun.
Oh,
It's not. It won't be an interview, Jim. It'll just be tape. So wherever it's good, from wherever it's good, that's what you will use. So you just.
well, we've got a really fine sound system down there. I don't know how many watts it is, but I know it's loud and certainly adequate for the size of the place that we're playing. Is it an arena, is it? I'm not absolutely sure. I've not seen a photograph or anything. It's only been said to me as a date, you know. I don't know what the actual venue is or anything. But I know that it's supposed to be, you know, able to accommodate a lot of people, and the sound system should certainly be adequate for that, if not more than adequate. We've got some special effects which we're keeping secret, unless it's already leaked out on the Ego Trip grapevine. But that's the idea of it anyway, that we've got, you know, a few surprises to keep at bay. And, you know, everyone should have a good time, should be had by all. And by the time we get down there, we'll really be on top form. Because we've been going through all the motions, you know.
Have you played any outdoor dates on this show?
No, don't quote me, but I think it'll be the only one. Oh, it will be the only one. I'm being prompted with an electric prodder. It will be the only one. So there you are. It's something to look forward to. I really like outside gigs. I always have done. From the days of the old festivals, when festivals were really nice until they got a bit hackneyed, you know.
Which ones did you play?
Oh, well, we did lots of them. I think the only one we didn't do was Woodstock, because we were playing somewhere else up in Canada. And we did lots of them. You know, all the good ones, Atlanta Pop Festival, and Texas Pop Festival, and all those sorts of things. Well, we didn't do any of the Isle of Wights. The only ones we did in England were the Bath festivals, which were the only good ones actually. The Isle of Wight ones always ended up in chaos, as far as we've been led to believe, you know. You always get the French coming over there, the fighting French. You know, they come over for a fight and get annihilated because it's so close to them all. It always gets spoilt, the Isle of Wight one, but the Bath one is usually really nice and orderly, you know.
It's a very nice one. Do you have plans for after the tour, when it's all over? I want to...
Yeah,
besides Robert's Virgin Island.
Robert's Virgin Island?
Jimmy got the line.
I'm getting him there. I'm dragging him over there. No, yeah, I think I might disappear for a while.
Give a place pop to shine.
I'm not absolutely sure where I'm bound actually, but the Virgin Islands is actually coming at the end of this section of the tour, which this is basically East Coast, and we've got a number of days, 7 to 10 days off, and I really want to hit Vitamin A somewhere, you know. And I've got a friend who's got a rum shop on the other side of Dominica, and it's, you know, it's right away from everything, you know. And it'll be good. It'll be good to see him, and I know that he's got the right, you know, he's got the right attitude to life, and to fit in his slot would do me a lot of good for about a week. Even though it'd only be a week, it'll certainly do me a lot of good, because I need some sort of rehabilitation period between tours. But after that, the second half, which is where this particular date that you're talking about comes in, I'm not absolutely sure where I'm going to go, but I'm certainly going to be going somewhere. I might take a pin and just stick it in the map and go. But I won't go back to England.
Why is that?
Why? Well, I just don't fancy going back there until about the summer. Well, there's a bit of a quagmire going on over there at the moment. I'm involved in it, and I don't really want to get in the middle of it. I'm opting out for a few months.
Can you say something about the album? Is it going to
be
out?
Yes. It's plastic and black. It's quite nice, pretty one. It's got a nice label, actually. Very nice label. You've probably seen that on the back, haven't you? No, it's double LP, as everybody knows. and by the time this gets across them, they'll be hearing it. So probably not too good to talk about it. You know, it'll be on the air.
Okay. You'll be hearing it from your lips.
Well, should we give them a quick couple of verses? Good to be beside the seaside. No, really, there's no point in talking about it. Is the only thing that's important?
No, because it'll be aired by then.
Well, yeah.
The pretty things is something to talk about. It would be.
Yeah, I'd like to see the pretty things on the festival.
Yeah,
but
we can't understand. I know that the promoter really can't quite afford the pretty things as well as us, you know. But I think that apart from Frank Sinatra, you know, they're going to be the biggest thing to hit Vegas in years. You know? So watch out, Florida, for the pretty things.
I think they are.
Another Swan Song product.
They are going to be on there, aren't they? I think so.
Are they?
Yeah, they are going to.
Well, at Florida?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why isn't it on this lady's chest?
It's
It's so big. It's a good question.
There is an answer which I don't know.
Well,
There.
But it's good, got boys together only on there. That's
Yeah.
I mean,
No,
they're
there's-
more known.
Yeah, but they can have another.
Yes,
Well, then the
to-
feature-
Being rude, who are Batman Turner Overdrive? Is that the one with the lunch in it on their cover?
you ain't seen nothing yet.
No!
Yeah.
Not the Who. It's Spot the Who, isn't it, that group?
Oh, baby. I thought Bobby Rydell was going to be on as well. But no, it's Magnet. Magnet. Magnet Turner Overdrive.
Alright, mate.
Yeah. Good.
Stop the alcohol.
No, I'm sure the pretty things go on.
Good, alright.
Say.
It's great that our mates are on, you know, the pretty things, because I know everyone's really going to get off on them. It's a really, really fine musical group.
Okay,
Really fine
can we
musical
punch
group.
that in?
Playing to everybody, because we had such a great time when we did the Tampa date last 18 months ago, isn't it now? But it was so good. It was real magic for us, and we're really looking forward to this one. You can assure you we'll be doing our best.
Could you do... The Tampa station is very important for what we're doing. Could you do a thing for the call letters? QSR?
QSR.
I want to say hello to all the listeners at WQSR. You don't have to if you don't want to.
Oh. Let's see. I'm thinking, how do you say WQSR? Oh, you say it like that. Hello, oh Christ, I can't do Oh, I'm cracking up here. Is it afternoon or evening when these things go out? Or mornings?
So all,
Hello there.
If you want to do it a special way, they'll use it then.
Hello there, listeners to WQSR. This is your, as ever truly speaking, Liberace, and his special guest, Jimmy Page. And, well, I hope you're enjoying the show. I don't know, fucking hell. What do you say? I've heard the monkeys do those things. But I haven't heard anybody do it recently, but now they do them. I used to do those at the yard thing. I've heard them. How do they normally do them?
Well,
You
you can say, well, you don't have to say what people used to say before. You can say pretty much anything you want, but that's how it's done now. Just the way you did it, as long as the call letters are in it. The only reason that matters is that means they'll play it a hell of a lot more times.
It's what? The cool ones?
It's because it's promoting them. So any way you work
Yeah,
it in.
but when you do that, you find all the other stations give you a really bad time because they haven't got any what's it, bullshit.
Oh, we don't need any of the other stations. We only need that.
Was that a good one?
Tampa, yeah.
Well, I've already said about the Tampa gig being
Yeah.
really nice, and that was true. That wasn't a setup thing. I was saying it because it was. I mean, especially as we walked into that from England, was it Atlanta first? No, Atlanta was first, and that wasn't far off, was it? That was 50-something thousand, was it?
Yeah, 50,000.
And then that was, and we were going like that because we just walked off the plane into two really big gigs like that, and it was just, we thought, my God, what's happening here? You know, it's just, everything's gone crazy. For us, that is anyway. You know.
I still
And this
remember.
tour's exactly. I mean, obviously the whole the volume of crowd is dictated by the size of the place that you're playing. That's obvious, but you know, it was pretty mind-blowing, I can tell you, to walk off the plane into two big dates like that on your own. I mean, not festivals, but on your own. So obviously it's something that we'll never forget. So we sort of
You'll be doing it again.
yeah, I hope so. It'd be so good if we only got 30,000, would it, this time?
Oh no, I'll be much more than that.
Well, whatever it is, you know, it's still good.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
That's right. I mean, to be quite honest, as a director of Swan Song Records, I consider it a weakest of any contract that might be drawn up.
It just wasn't worked out. It was in the air.
Immigration, who cares about that? It's only a British colony anyway. Bloody place.
Anyway, Robert, a few quotable quotes. Anything you'd like to talk about in any way that you'd like to talk about?
Will you just ask me questions?
Tell us about the Florida Festival. Why are you doing it after the
Because it's warm down there. No, because I think that the experience that the experiences that we had with outdoor gigs, you know, have always been favourable ones, you know. The Tampa thing was really, really fantastic. It proved that in fact you can pull off an event with a large crowd of people and still keep an amount of intimacy that you can normally only relate to at one time in a small club, and then we found that we could maintain some kind of close communication with an audience in a 20,000-seat auditorium. And Tampa was the next step, you know. It proved that even though people were sitting so far away, that the whole event was really, you know, it really had the intimacy of what people would never imagine possible, you know. We still managed to keep the whole thing happening, you know, despite it being in such a large place. So the place that we're going to end up playing there, I don't see why it shouldn't be just as good as Tampa, you know.
The sound system is a big part of that. Being able to.
Well, naturally, yes. If the thing is
work
inadequate, then the whole thing is an
distances.
anticlimax, you know. But anything that we ever do, as far as giving people what we consider to be our all, right, both physically and with a view to playing 2.5 hours, and the last thing we're going to do is present an inadequate sound system or anything like that. I think that everything that shall be put on that day will be well above people's expectations, from our show to the sound system to the effects to just the whole, you know, Led Zeppelin.
Terrific. And the pretty thing?
Well, I personally have great hopes for them in the future in America, you know. They're a band who've been around a long time, and their musical conception is such that the material that they write and the way that they perform is really of high quality, you know. The musical progressions of the group from the days of SF Sorrow, which was like the first rock opera, really.
How long ago was that?
That was, I remember that to be about 1966 or 7, I think it was. And Pete Townsend openly admits that it was the concept that the Pretty Things had developed that took him on his road towards creating Tommy, you know. their imagination and their flair for writing and the construction of the material that they write is of really high quality. The album that they've got out now, Silk Torpedo, being just a little splash of the pool that they can really, come out with. I've got great, great hopes for them, and I'm sure that the people of America will really get into them.
Live performance?
Live performance. I saw him I went as Robert Plant stays at home, and when he suddenly for a long, long time and does nothing at all, and doesn't even want to know about going on the road, he suddenly gets the idea of going places, and the first movement that I made was to go to Germany to see him play, and they were really, really good, Phil May, the lead vocalist, has been, he was one of my early heroes, That doesn't make him, 50 years old or anything like that, but it means that he was like an innovator, He was one of the very early, rough, tough rock and roll vocalists, and he's maintained a charisma, despite their lack of major acceptance for a long time. You just go and watch him play, and he's really great to watch, I think that they're going to be really, really big. I got my fingers crossed anyway. And if people have any confidence in my taste, I think that they will give them the hearing that they really deserve.
I asked you before about the album. Can you have your comment on the new?
Well, on Physical Graffiti, I'm very much at home with the album because we've worked with it for quite a long time, and now we've been waiting for artwork and all the usual bullshit, to be finished. I can only really say that I would never like anybody to be able to anticipate the next move that Zeppelin ever were to make, either musically or, if we could be so formal as to say, career-wise, And I think that this Physical Graffiti once again steps out of line, it's removed from Houses of the Holy as far as it is from the third album. It's just another extension of what we're capable of coming up with, And it's great, really good.
Okay, would you just introduce yourself at the beginning of the set?
I am Robert Plant. I am Robert Plant again.